Welcome to Ken's Corner Podcast, Season 3. Get ready for expert analysis and rising wrestling stars. Now here we go with your host, Ken Judge.
Hey everyone, it's Ken from Ken's Corner, and we're back here on Sports Chatter. So I guess Ian went out, Greener went out to a powwow, got himself sunburned, and unfortunately, Gordon Bell, he's got some family issues to attend to. But we do have a bit of a panel, and we're still going to go through our picks. So we have JT out there in Thunder Bay, George out in Calgary, and Phil in Durham. How is everyone doing today, guys?
Great.
Good.
Doing good.
Let's start today about talking about our Olympics. Now, I asked you, George, would you watch some Olympics? And you said maybe. Have you watched any Olympics? And if so, what are you thinking about how Canada's doing this year?
Well, I've been working quite a lot. It's been nice, and the weather's been getting me out working. So I haven't really had too much of a chance, but I've been keeping up on the chatter on the group chat, and it looks like we got away with 27 medals, breaking a record there. So that's good. Yes,
that's right. We're up to 27 medals, and I'm not sure we can get any more medals today. So that might be our final. JT and Phil are shaking their heads, so it is done. Phil, your impressions of the Summer Olympics?
Well, like we just said, 27 medals, huge success. 3 more than Tokyo. But some things to touch on: our first ever medals in hammer throw, men's and women, both gold. Our first ever medal in women's beach volleyball, silver. First medal in fencing, bronze. First medal in judo, gold, and breakdancing, gold. First are coming aplenty. You got Summer McTavish winning 3 golds and a silver in the pool. And a lot of these athletes are young. Ethan Katzberg, that won the hammer throw, 22 years old, and Summer McIntosh, 17. These guys have got their whole careers in front of them.
Definitely. It's very, very impressive. JT, would you like to add in on anything that impressed you during these Olympics?
I think the status quo, one, that volleyball, just in the beach volleyball, we watched that, my wife and I. They were nail biters right down to the end, and they took Brazil right. That was a good game. There was some chatter at the net that normally doesn't happen. It was actually pretty exciting to watch. Another one that catches me, and it caught me last time around too, is Canada's women carry us for the Olympics. I'm going to say that right now. Our gold medals, everything, all of our medals are coming on the backs of women. They are our strength right now, and we need to be proud of that as a country for sure.
Definitely, we had some really good story. I'm writing down my picks to make up for the guys that couldn't make it here today. But you're definitely right. Our women usually, I believe, in the last few have carried Canada through. So yeah. Overall, thoughts on the Olympics, good or bad, JT?
I think I don't want to sound like the grumpy old white guy, but I think they've really what do you want to say, catered to the other side of things, and they're putting in sports that I don't think really should be in there. Taking out sports that I think were fundamentally baseline sports for an Olympics, and just to get the common vote, I guess. But anyway, other than that, I think they were pretty awesome. I love the fact that they threw something as weird as breakdancing into the mix, and then Canada comes out with golds on it. So I don't mind that.
Yeah, that's, I don't know. I was debating that with one of my friends while we were watching it, and we came up with the fact that he was very good in cardio, and that might be sports. But other than that, I actually do want to address to Phil and George, because I played ball hockey with you. There is chatter about the next Winter Olympics that ball hockey might actually be added to the Olympics. George, what do you think?
I think that would be fantastic. Yeah, ball hockey's a great sport, and you have to have a lot of cardio for that. And I think that would be fantastic. I think it would beat out any kind of breakdancing going on.
Phil. Phil, are you with us?
Yeah, off and on apparently. I mean, yeah, like I think George was saying, we played some ball hockey, and that's exhausting. They, if that's not a sport, then I don't know what sports is.
Yeah.
I think that you're gonna have a lot of guys that are NHL or professionals in the AHL, OHL, stuff like that, that are gonna try to make some ball hockey teams, and that could be quite interesting.
Definitely. JT, I'm going to let you chime in.
I've played boot hockey, ball hockey in the past. I think it's a combination of hockey, broom ball, and soccer. It's kind of a whole mix of the group of them all. I don't know if you ever played broom ball before, kind of like ball hockey, but on ice. It's exhausting. You have to run. There is no glide. There is no take 12 stride and glide yourself into the D zone or in the O zone. It's you're running the entire time, and there's a lot of passing. There's a lot of strategy. Yeah, I think ball, like you said, cardio wise, I think ball hockey is a fast, epic sport. So it's yeah, it could make it definitely learn more than breakdancing.
Yeah. Well, overall, I think the Olympics were a success. There were some moments where people didn't really like, and other moments when people thought were just amazing. So we're going to wrap up our Olympic talk. I heard a trade rumor in the NHL, and it involves the Toronto Maple Leafs again. Actually, I guess we all addressed it in our chat. Was Aaron Ekblad and Carter Verhaeghe heading to Toronto. Phil, I'm going to let you have your first chime in on this situation here. Would you like to see that happen? Was there too much in that package going out?
No, man, let's make it happen. That's two guys that are going to step in and make our lineup that much stronger. Yeah, there was chatter with some of the players on our side that were going out. Minton was one of them. Kelly Yarncroc, Nick Robertson, blah 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 blah, draft picks. There was salary retention from Florida and stuff. So when it comes right down to it, we have a window of this core four and superstars. And if we can pull the trigger on something big like that, that's going to get us some more guys in here. I think that we need the help. I think that I would do it personally.
Yeah. JT, I'm going to let you and George play general manager. You're the general manager, unfortunately, of the Florida Panthers. George, you're the general manager of the Toronto Maple Leafs. JT, do you make this trade?
I do. We've got our cup, I think. We've satisfied our fans. I don't think we want to throw a season away and go back to the basement right quick. Losing Ekblad and Verhaeghe. Verhaeghe is a really undervalued player in my mind. I think he brings a lot to the package going to the Leafs, and Ekman obviously does. So I think that's pretty good. I don't think we should take any of the salary back. I think Toronto should suck it all up, but that's because I'm a Toronto fan, diehard. But anyway, I think it's a good call. Minton gives a lot for us coming back. I think he's got a lot. Robertson is so sorely used in Toronto right now. I think we could straighten his personality issues out and his entitlement issues, and I think we could use him as a strong piece. I think it's a solid trade for both teams, to be honest. Hello, little one. How are you?
George, you're the manager of the Toronto Maple Leafs. Do you make this trade?
I think we're sitting down, having a drink and shaking hands and having a smile and making it go through. I think Ekman and Verhaeghe are good positive pluses for my team to go a long way. And yeah, we're shaking hands and having a drink and cheersing.
Now, if I don't know if McMahon was part of that trade, does that change anything for you, George?
Yeah, losing McMahon he's an up and coming good guy. To lose him would be a bad thing, but I'm on the plus side. We're gaining two good guys.
Thank you. Okay, this is our last little bit on Leafland. Thumbs up, thumbs down, guys. Ryan Reeves in, or Ryan Reeves do you think will get out? Phil, you guys think? JT, where you
Dump
stand?
the salary.
I'm a huge Reeves fan, so I don't like seeing him leave. I think he's a guy you need on that bench. I don't think he even needs to play minutes. He just needs to be a presence and people know he's there.
Okay, I'm going to offer this to you, JT, before we move on to our Finland and Sweden teams. Apparently, Matt Martin and Cal Clutterbuck are available out there for the Islanders. Could either one of those guys come in at a lower rate that's more manageable and play in that fourth line and replace Ryan Reeves in your mind?
No. Reeves, I don't think Clutterbuck has anywhere near the capacity speed. Reeves really surprised me on his ability to keep up with play by the end of the year. And I think he surprised a lot of other people. He got into a whole new level. I don't think Clutterbuck can do that. Matt Martin, I love Matt Martin, honestly, and it'd be fun to bring him back, as him and Mitchie were like inseparable little buddies out there. But I just don't think he has the same fight class that Reeves has. But if he comes back at a lower salary, he has at least a pair of knuckles. So out of the two of those, Clutterbuck and Martin, I would take Martin just because he already has chemistry on the team.
Does everyone agree with that?
Yeah, for sure. I like Martin. I mean, losing Reeves he's our enforcer. Let's put it that way. He's our enforcer, and we need somebody, the other teams, to see that we have a big guy on the bench waiting to settle problems if we have to have them.
Yeah. I want to introduce to you what I've heard from other people. Maybe we need more team toughness rather than a 1.7 37-year-old Reeves sitting on the fourth line. I don't know if I agree with that. I am a Ryan Reeves fan also. Phil, your thumbs were down. Now, why do you think that? Why is that?
Listen, I agree that Reeves is a presence. Reeves is one of the toughest guys in the NHL. I agree with JT. By the end of the season, he was keeping up with play. He wasn't really hindering us like he was with his plus minus in the start of the season. Fact of the matter is, if he's going to play 6 minutes a game, he's not worth the $3.5 million that we're paying him.
Yeah. Okay, guys, thanks for playing along. We're going to we're going to head to our 4-nation tournaments and quickly name our last 2 teams as part of this tournament. George, we're going to start with you with Sweden and Finland's goaltenders.
Well, all right. So for my Sweden goaltenders, I'll start with the bottom. My third goalie would be Anton Forsberg. And then my second goalie would be Linus Ullmark. And my first top line goalie would be Jacob Markstrom. I think Markstrom could be a good first liner.
Awesome.
For my Finland team, I'll go from third to top. Antti Rante for the third goalie. Ratna and Onis Korpisalo. I think that's how you pronounce it. Korpisalo. I don't know, guys. So, and then I got my first line goalie, Unis Soro.
UC Soros. Yes, yeah, that's the perfect one.
You try pronouncing it.
and why name Torporcello? Why would you want to? He plays for Boston now anyway. Good picks, George. Thank you so much. Phil, your defense, and good luck with your names.
Yeah, man. So Ken and I talked about this earlier. Yeah, good luck. So Sweden, I've got Hampus Lindholm from Boston, Matthias Ekholm from Edmonton, Jonas Brodin from Minnesota, Rasmus Dahlin from Buffalo, and then they have their 3 that they named right off the hop with their 6. You got Gustav Forsling from Florida, Erik Karlsson, obviously, and Victor Hedman, obviously. That's your top 2. That's your top 2 pair. Finland, you've got Juuso Välimäki from Utah. You got Rasmus Ristolainen from Philly. You got Nico Mikula from Florida, Oli Mata from Detroit, and then they had two already named to their team: Esa Lindell from Dallas and Miro Heiskanen from Dallas. You've got somebody from Buffalo, Henry Jokey Haru or something. And
Yeah.
you've got, hopefully not many Finnish people watching this, they'll butcher us. But then you got the guy that came from Dallas to Toronto, Yanni Hakanpää.
Hakanpää. Yeah. And
Yeah,
I'll tell you,
Hakanpää.
I'll never forget Mikola's name because I was watching Sportsnet and seeing Tim say, Mikola!
Like the Ricola. Remember that?
Exactly. That was
Ricola.
JT,
Ricola.
we're going to move on to you, and we're going to get some right wingers for our teams.
Okay, well, for Sweden, Jesper Fast and Jesper Bratt. I'm not quite sure who I'd want to put into that spot on the fourth line, but I think it's a toss-up between them. I like Philip Forsberg. He plays left or right wing. He can kind of go anywhere, but as a 94-point player, I don't think you want to leave him out of the mix. Kempe out obviously for number 2 out of LA. That guy's a solid guy, 75 points last year. And I don't know, Willie Styles or something they call him.
Yeah.
He's Canadian, but I think he's playing for Sweden. So he's my number
Definitely.
1 guy. 98 pointer. So he's kind of like the no-brainer to lead the list on that one, in my opinion, for Sweden. On Finland's side, we talked about this earlier. Capo Kakko, he could go right wing or left wing. So I put him up between him and Kasperi Kapanen, whichever way you want to do it, because I like Kapanen as a fourth liner.
Yeah, Kapanen.
He's not a big points guy, but he works and he's good down low. He's good on his own end of the ice, and he's got a lot of experience. Ile Tolvanen, I think his last name is Tolvanen. There's Tero Tevanainen and there's Eli Tolvanen, but that's who I would have as third line going into it. Second line has to be proven yet, but he could be first line. You don't know what he's going to do. Is Patrick Laine.
Yeah.
That guy I don't know what to do with him. If he doesn't make it, then he doesn't make it. If he crashes and burns, but if he does what I think he's going to do and comes to our team, which would be really, really nice, that guy's going to he has the ability to be a superstar. And top is just a no-brainer, Mikko Rantanen. That's just.
Thank you so much. Well, you stole some of my left wingers, but that's okay. I'll name what I got. I did put Forsberg on the left wing in Sweden, but you're right. He's probably better at center. Gabriel Landeskog has got to be on that team. Lucas Raymond out of Detroit.
Yeah,
Victor Arvidsson. I don't know where Arvidsson's playing this year, but he's always, I think maybe Winnipeg, but he's always a good pickup. For Finland, I got what do I have? Let's see, Eric Halla, Joel Kurvanta out of St. Louis, Arturi Lehkonen out of Montreal, and I did have Patrick Laine. I don't know if we can find an extra one on the center and right wing, but hey, this is just me jumping in for Gord, so I don't know exactly what he had. Now we're just going to go through quickly and name our our centers. So if you'd like to do our Sweden centers, JT.
I quickly looked through on that, and Sweden actually has some good men down the middle, which is really, really nice to work with. Carlson out of Knight's program, that guy's a solid fourth line center all day, every day, hard on the dot, hard both ends of the ice. Forsling out of the Panthers, proven winner. He's proven what he can do. Zibanejad, I mean, that's just a given. That guy, he's my number 2 guy, Zibanejad, and he could be interchangeable on number 1 with Pettersson out of the Canucks. So they have a lot of stuff down the middle. Unfortunately for Canada, they do have a lot of strength down the center. So
And for Finland, obviously, Barkov's going to be number one.
Obviously.
I think Mikko Rantanen will probably be number two.
Yeah.
Sebastian Aho. I'm sorry.
What did you say?
I did not say that. And Jesper Kotkaniemi would be my fourth. Guys, I just want to address this. Phil, are you still with us?
It looks like we lost Phil.
Okay, Phil might he might be a little bit busy. I'm just going to address this with you guys. Okay, here's Phil. Now, when we were picking Team Canada, our centers, we did our fourth line center. I believe they picked Reinhardt. Now, there is a bit of a push for John Tavares to make that fourth line center. George, you first. What do you think?
Well, Tavares is good. He's good in there. So I'm gonna say thumbs up.
JT?
You can't argue JT's numbers. I go by JT, but the other JT than him. You can't argue that guy's numbers. You can't argue his pedigree. He's been there time and time again for a lot of years, and he still does it. So, yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I would love to see Tavares. We don't know where he's going on this contract. We're hoping he comes back. Do you think he resigns, guys?
Yeah.
What's your level of contract would you, as general manager, try and sign him to without insulting JT and what he's done for this organization? JT?
Well, his numbers prove there's a lot of people that say he doesn't deserve any money. Like, oh, he should come back as a cap friendly. No, his numbers prove that he's a 2 to 3 mil per season kind of guy, minimum. And if he wants to be a team friendly player, I could see him coming in at 3 a year. I don't think he'd want to play for less than that. Anything below that would be insulting to him.
Yeah, George, would you go as high as 5 mil?
Oh, I don't know if I'd go as high as 5, but I'm okay with 3. He's been around for a long time, and he's put the numbers up. Do I want to lose him? Do I want to insult him? No, I want to keep him at a 3 mil.
Okay, we're gonna address one quick before now that we've done all our picks for our 4 nations. Do you change your route on who's going to win that tournament and who's going to be second? I believe you guys both said Canada, States. Am I right?
I figured Canada, Sweden.
Sweden, yes. You said Canada, States.
I figured States in 3 and Finland 4. So
George?
I said Canada and Sweden. And Canada's going to take it. Hell yeah, we're taking it. We're bringing it home. That's all I got to say.
Okay, and I don't know. I think Phil must have had some things going on. He did tell me before he might be stepping out to a baseball game today. Apparently, his team's doing quite well. Now, let's talk a little bit of more. Just finish off with some Olympics, unless you guys have anything else to address.
No, I'm good.
No, I'm good.
Yeah.
I still wouldn't want to lose Reeves, though.
No. Okay, let's talk Leafs. Who do you want to see? Is there anyone out there right now that you're hearing, JT, that you think, yes, that's the guy that we should be centering our attention on?
Believe it or not, Easton Cowan. I think that's the man who's going to come in and offset. If they're talking about trading Minton off and trading stuff off, you said possibly McMahon as a trade bait going out the other way. I think you either do Robertson or McMahon. You don't lose both in a trade. Yeah. You do one or the other because to me they're both equal assets. I think McMahon may have more upside. He's way newer in the game. Robertson's tried to work his way in. He always does well, but he doesn't seem to ever get a solid spot. I think McMahon has the size. I think McMahon has the speed. he's the better option between those two to keep. So hopefully they don't lose McMahon. I like McMahon.
Yeah.
You
But
agree
I
with
think
that,
I do
George?
think
Oh,
I think Cowan.
I do like McMahon. Yeah, I would be kind of disappointed losing him. And just off track here, I did want to say I'm glad that the Marlies did sign Clifford again.
Yeah.
Keeping him around is a good thing. If we were to lose Reeves, you know what I mean. So for that toughness, we need these guys.
Yeah, that's for sure. I agree. Okay, guys, we're just kind of treading on our own feet right now. George, your glasses are cockeyed a little bit. That's okay.
My nose.
That's what we get for coming here on a Sunday, I guess, boys.
Yeah.
It's always a fun thing to do, right? Do you guys think we're going to do, okay, I'm just going to ask this question real quick. It's NHL. Who's going to do better? Craig Berube in Toronto, Sheldon Keefe in New Jersey.
Berube.
Berube.
Both these things.
Yeah.
Do you think Toronto has a good chance? I think Paul Hendricks really thinks so, that we're going to end up number one in the NHL this season, or at least in the conference.
I see. I think we've got the pieces in place, and I think Berube, he brings a different type of leadership that I think he's gonna. All these other coaches have brought certain qualities out in our guys. Every time, Sheldon Keefe did a lot for our players. He did, but I don't think he brought that level of tenacity and nastiness to the team. That's what Berube is going to do. Berube is going to bring that compete level up, and yeah, I think we're it. Honestly.
George, your last question. Easton Cowan, Fraser Minton, or Alex Nylander, who makes the team?
That's a tough one between Cowan and Nylander. I think Nylander coming up, and he's already played at some NHL. I think he's got the step on Cowan. So I'm thinking Nylander over Cowan, but Cowan's not far behind.
JT?
I think Minton's the odd man out. I think he's going to be a piece of a trade. I do see him going somewhere else because we are deep in the center. I honestly picture Cowan and Nylander both coming in on it. I can see them 3 and 4 center lines.
I don't disagree with you. I still see a third line or maybe even a second line by the end of the year of Domi, Nylander. That to me would be a great line. Okay, guys, we're going to end on that note for today. Thanks so much for coming on. Phil, thank you. Unfortunately, you had to leave for some wife's baseball calls. So got to do what you got to do.
Priorities.
Yeah, exactly. George, all the way out in Calgary, thank you so much. I know you're working like 15-hour days. It's probably why your classes are like that. But I remember I don't want to pave.
I'm missing an arm too, so.
Yeah, I don't want to pave, that's for sure, if that's what you look like at the end of the day, but good for you. Looking good in that shirt still. JT in Thunder Bay, thank you so much for coming on. We have one more sports time chatter for next week scheduled, and then we're back to our Leaf fan panel. And I do want to announce on the end of this that I am starting a street talk. It might be called T. Street Talk, Hockey Talk. So I'm going to be going down and some random games and getting the fans before, and maybe if I'm not tired enough or I could stick around that long, I'll get some people leaving the games as well. But at least on the way in, I'll start with hockey. Maybe we'll work on some basketball in the future. Okay, guys, thank you so much. You have a great day. My name's Ken. I'm here on Ken's Corner with Sports Chatter. Thank you, guys, and have a beautiful day.
Back at you.